Why did I go back home that night? My dad shoved me over the coffee table and spat. "You're an ugly failure who can't even keep your brother in line." I was still on the floor when he kicked my legs and told me to get out. I didn't even speak, just crawled to the bathroom and called my sister Millie while he screamed at me to clean the kitchen. That's when everything cracked. Millie had always been the loud one. She never took his crap. My parents used her as a warning. Don't end up like her. I was told to be small, silent, that Millie caused the family's problems, not the man who hit us. She used to fight for me and my brother Evan. Once in Hawaii, I was 12 and wore jean shorts. Dad slapped my thigh and mocked my weight, though I was barely a size 2. Millie snapped back, told him nobody wanted to see his moldy back rolls either. Everyone screamed at her. I did too. I thought she was the problem. I thought standing up was worse than the abuse. I was dead wrong. Evan used to be soft. He'd read to us, call us beautiful, but by 16, he'd soaked up Dad's poison. He got mean. Millie didn't change though. She stayed bold, while I shrank at every raised voice. That was our trio. Millie fought, Evan fumed, I folded. I remember the night before Millie's SATs. We were having dinner and she told Evan to chew with his mouth closed. He blew up, called her a failure. She ran off crying. Dad started yelling and I texted her, "Why do you always ruin everything?" I really believed it was her fault. She left after that, barely came around, and I never reached out. Then I became the target. Dad yelled at me daily. Evan didn't get yelled at anymore. He was too dangerous. But Millie still showed up sometimes just to scream at our parents. I didn't get it until the night Evan left wet laundry on Mom's clean clothes. Dad got mad at him but turned on me, dragged me into the living room, shoved me, kicked me. I locked myself in the bathroom and called Millie. She said to breathe, to stay calm. I tried. 20 minutes later, the door creaked open. Millie walked in with her massive boyfriend. I froze. She took my hand and said, "You're leaving with me." We went to an apartment I didn't know she had. I curled up in bed while she ordered McDonald's. I didn't want to talk. I just wanted to go to the Halloween party I'd been planning for weeks. But I didn't make it. Next day, Mom texted, "Come home," said Millie was poisoning the family again. And I believed her. As soon as I walked in, Dad hit me so hard I blacked out. I woke up on the cold kitchen floor, head pounding. Dad stood over me. "She fainted," he said, smirking, just like her sister. Mom nodded behind him. I tried to sit up. Everything spun. My head throbbed. I touched the back, huge lump. "Get up," Mom snapped. "Dinner's getting cold." I stumbled to the dining room. Evan was on his phone. Dad started spinning his story. She came home drunk, screaming, passed out. I whispered, "He hit me." Evan looked disgusted. "Are you hammered?" Dad shook his head, just like Millie. Mom added, "You're babysitting the Henderson kids tomorrow. We need the money." Then with a glare, "Unless you're not part of this family." My phone buzzed. Millie. I grabbed it before Dad could. "I need to go to the hospital," I whispered. My head, "Absolutely not." Dad cut me off. "I've been thinking of visiting Millie. What's her address again?" He knew. He was threatening her. "I'll stay," I whispered. "Good choice," he said. "Now call your friends. Tell them you were drunk and we took care of you." I stared at my plate, tears blurring everything. Phone buzzed again. Friends asking where I was, where my costume was. I whispered, "I'm sorry." "For what?" Mom asked. "For causing problems." "Louder," Dad barked. "Mrs. Henderson should hear what kind of daughter we're raising." I forced it out. "I'm sorry for causing problems. I'm sorry for coming home hammered." Outside, I saw Mrs. Henderson pause mid-walk. She heard. After dinner, I locked myself in the bathroom. My pupils were uneven, concussion. But if I left, he'd go after Millie. Click the full story to see what happened next.